Okay, to convert a mixed number to a terminating decimal, whatever's in front of the fraction goes in front of your decimal point in the answer. So 23 point, now you actually have to deal with the fraction itself because that's what goes after the decimal. So 7/8, if you can make that be a power of 10, that's the easiest way to do this. And actually most people don't know this, but 8 times 125 equals 1,000. So if you can remember that, it helps you with 8 as the denominator. Now if I multiply the denominator by 125, you need to multiply the numerator by 125. So 7 times 125, oops, sorry, I don't know what I was doing there. I'm going to do 125 times 7. 5 times 7 is 35, carry the 3. 7 times 2 is 14, plus 3 is 17, carry the 1. 7 times 1 is 1, plus 8, that's 875. You line up the ending zeros with the numbers. So this 0 goes with the 5, this 0 goes with 7, this 0 goes with 8. When you're out of zeros is when you put your decimal point. So my final answer is 23.875. So the next one, I'm going to have a 20 in front of the decimal in my answer. Now 7 over 40, you can't make 40 be a power of 10. So this one does have to be divided out. So the numerator goes on top, and I always write a decimal point and 2 zeros to start out with. And I'm going to divide it by the denominator, 40. Okay, bring your decimal point straight up. 40 doesn't go into 7. 40 goes into 70 one time. 1 times 40 is 40. Subtract 70, take away 40 is 30. Bring down the 0. 40 goes into 300. Let's try 7. 7 times 0 is 0. 7 times 4 is 28. Subtract 300, take away 280 is 20. We've got to add another 0 and bring it down because we're not finished. You won't be finished till you get 0 down here. Okay, so 40 goes into 200 5 times. 5 times 0 is 0. 5 times 4 is 20. Now you've got 0, so now you're finished. So the 0.175 is what is the other part of your answer. So 20.175 is the answer. This next one, 15 is going to go in front of the decimal. I'm going to come over here and do 13.00 divided by 16. Bring your decimal straight up. 16 does not go into 13. 16 goes into 130. Let's try 5. 5 times 6 is, oh, it's going to be way more than 5. Sorry about that. Let's try 8. 8 times 6 is 48, carry the 4. 8 times 1 is 8, plus 4 is 12. Okay, that was it. 130, take away 128 is 2. Bring down the 0. 16 goes into 20 one time. 1 times 16 is 16. Subtract. 20, take away 16 is 4. Add a 0 and bring it down. 16 goes into 40 2 times. 2 times 16 is 32. Subtract. 40, take away 32 is 8. Add a 0, bring it down. 16 goes into 80 5 times. 5 times 6 is 30. 5, 8, 80. So now that we have 0, we're done. So 15.8125 is the answer. You have to keep going either until you get a 0 down here or until your numbers on the top start repeating themselves, unless they tell you to round it to the nearest tenth or whatever.